All right, so 'tis the season for Star Wars in a lot of ways. Well, I mean, we have The Mandalorian, Disney Plus, Jedi Fallen Order, and Rise of the Skywalker, of course, coming out really soon. I think December 19th is the day that movie comes out. Oh, what a glorious trash fire that movie is going to be. But as with any new movie, Disney, of course, is going to capitalize on that and put as much garbage as they can onto the shelves. I mean that literally, because take a look at Star Wars comics. So I pulled this image up for a point, because this is what they do. Now, you'll notice that's clearly Princess Leia from Empire Strikes Back, and then you have Princess Leia from the Marvel comic book. Now, when you look at this, what do you see? You see a traced image. This is what they do. This is, in fact, what Marvel Comics writers, or not Marvel Comics writers, but artists do pretty much all the time, is they Google image and they trace. So they trace stuff. You don't get an original drawing a lot of the times anymore. Like if they're like, I need to do New York Parkway or something. I don't know if that's a real street or not. I'm just making it up. But boom, Google Images will pull up a picture of that Parkway street, and they trace it. They do it all the time. If you see a city landscape, odds are they didn't draw that by hand. They traced it. In fact, they've been doing this for a long time, ever since they've been doing the Marvel Star Wars comics. This is why they don't sell very well. They look weird. So Gizmodo here did an article on that before we get into the thievery that they just did. You can see here's Han Solo. Doesn't that look awkward? I mean, the whole thing is pretty much just a trace. Look at Luke Skywalker here. This is why the comics don't sell very good, because they don't look very good. They look awkward. Here, look at Han Solo. I mean, this is pure stealing. Well, not necessarily stealing, but it's not very good, right? It is, in a sense, some kind of plagiarism, and that's what they're doing. I mean, look at this. Doesn't this look terrible? It looks bad. And this is pretty much what they do. They just go ahead and use reference and trace over things. They've been doing it for a long time. I pulled up some images here, and there's a reason that I pulled these up, because these aren't images from a movie or anything. These are fan-made models, and what they did was they went ahead and they traced over them. Now, I'll include this in the description so you can check it out for yourself. They're basically, I need a picture of a ship, right? So they Google Star Wars ships, Star Wars Star Destroyer, and I don't think that they're intentionally doing it. What I think is they're going by the fact that this is a Star Wars property and we can use it, which is probably true. However, I don't know if that's true if they can use fan-made stuff, because a lot of the times it doesn't even exist in the canon. They don't come up with their own original designs, which I think is pretty pathetic. They just steal. You got this one here, The Advanced by Ronnie M. And boom, you can see it right here in Star Wars number 36. You got Star Wars number 34, Star Destroyer 1, Imperial 2, class by Epic Fail. This is a fan-made design. And of course, this Star Wars artist is pretty much just repurposing the thing for his own comic book. Now, I'm pretty sure legally, since this is called Star Destroyer, even though it's fan-made, they can probably go ahead and use it and do whatever the hell they want. It's still pretty disingenuous and kind of freaking lazy. Which, I mean, when you look at these images that come from the comic, I don't think you can deny that they do this in the laziest way possible. Just looking at this, look how awkward that looks. However, that's not the point here. The point is they're also taking completely original ships that have nothing to do with anything in any of the movies. Look at this. So this is coming out of Bounding into Comics. I'll, of course, link this in the description. Marvel Comics Star Wars Allegiance series accused of tracing fan models for their new book, Star Wars Allegiance. Now, Rise of Skywalker is coming out. They're stepping up the amount of Star Wars books that they're putting out. So they have the normal main Star Wars comic book line, but then they also have been introducing tie-in after tie-in after tie-in. This one is Star Wars Allegiance. It's about them rebuilding the Resistance fleet and convincing people to come help them. But that's not the purpose of the video. Who cares about that comic? It's probably trash. I don't recommend it because they suck. However, this is worth talking about. So take a look at this picture right here. Look at this ship right here in the middle, the highlighted one. Looks like a Resistance ship, right? Which is why they're using it. And then look at this. This is a fan-made ship. I don't think this is an original ship in Star Wars. A fan made this. In fact, we're going to have a confirmation of that in just a second. But I want you to look at this evidence and look at how close they are. There's no denying that this is total theft. Not quite a trace. It's a reference, would be my guess. They just totally lifted it straight from the source, wherever the guy got it. Now, I want to give the guy a benefit of the doubt here. Just some. That maybe he just Google imaged resistance ships and saw one he liked and didn't bother to check and see if it was original Star Wars material or not. I'll give him some benefit of the doubt here and say that maybe it was an accident. And, you know, that's being nice. They could have just taken it. I don't know. But here's the thing. So Marvel Comics have no editors. They do in name, but they don't do shit all day. They just sit around and, I don't know, hang out. The guys get the girls donuts and coffee all day because they're kind of pathetic there. That's what the editors are. They're completely pathetic over at Marvel. So they wouldn't have caught this. That's my guess. They wouldn't have caught this. So who knows? You know, I'll give the guy the benefit of the doubt. But here's the thing. The guy who invented this, who drew this, who created this, comes out and says, finally, I was starting to feel left out. It even has the little pegs. That's the little pegs that he designed. He says it's awesome. He's glad they used it and says, you know, hey, I trace their stuff all the time. Not a big deal. They shouldn't do it, though, but I personally don't mind it about my work specifically being traced. I don't mind. I thank you for finding out because I had seen that panel and I hadn't noticed that it was my own image. I'm more bothered by how it doesn't make sense in the story and how it doesn't hold continuity between frames of the comic. So, lazy work. So, just showing you Marvel Comics stealing Star Wars designs. And it's funny that Disney, you know, they just let this stuff roll. It's like they're not even paying attention, which I find kind of funny. So, Marvel Comics, thievery, Star Wars, plagiarism. Anyway, quick video. Just wanted to bring this up. Let me know your thoughts and comments below. Also very important for engagement score. A like would be appreciated as well. If there's two things you can do for me, it would be to give me your thoughts and to throw a like up. Share the video. Let people know about this. And subscribe if you're new. Go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed and hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that and subscribe if you're new. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.